Remembering Avicii all day and into the night here on BPM. I'm Danny Valentino with Rita and Mallory, and that was the song that got it all started for Avicii about 9-10 years ago, I think, huh?
I know.
Such a hard day. We've had so many people calling in, Tiesto earlier, Cascade, and I think we now have a guy who was a mentor to Avicii from the beginning. Avicii was a protege of this guy, Laidback Luke, I think is on the phone from the Netherlands. Luke, are you with us?
Hello.
Hello?
Oh, there
he's there.
There he is.
Hey, how are you?
Well, I'm right here, but my mind isn't.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we're all very, very upset today. You knew Avicii, I think, earlier than anybody. I mean, talk a little bit about, how you guys came together.
Well, I knew him as this insignificant young producer that was trying to learn producing. Really, like so many of them, I still get each and every day. And this was Tim. He was just a kid from Sweden. I think he was 16 years old at the time, and he started asking me for advice for productions. And we kept in touch a bunch of years until he actually was ready to put his tracks out.
Wow. Luke, when was the last time you saw him?
Ooh. This must have been in 2015 when he invited me to open up for his show in Ibiza, and it was there. And then I watched his show on the sideline of his performance, where I got the actual vision of, and I wrote this for Billboard as well, where I saw him joining the rock star elite group of legends that all passed away at around the same age, the age of 27.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this vision, and I needed to write about it and make people aware, but I can't believe it actually freaking happened.
I know. Where were you when you found out the news?
I was just having pizza with my daughter until it popped up on my news feed, and I was instantly in shock. And I had a good time playing with her, but I stopped playing, and I still am. I'm in shock.
You mentioned that 2015 show where you saw him in Ibiza. How, to you, had he changed from when the first time you had seen him, when he was just kind of starting out sending you tracks? What did you notice that was different that alarmed you?
Oh, well, he aged significantly, that's for sure. And although I still saw the same kid in him, he was very much closed off by his people, and I guess from reality as well. If anyone has seen this documentary he just put out, the way he was living his life, dealing with schedules and performing, wasn't really a life anymore. I was constantly dealing with his anxieties.
What do you wish you put it out there in the Billboard story, but I mean, is there some way you wish maybe you could have put your arm around him, and is there something you wish you could have maybe relayed to him at that point?
Absolutely. I've turned my life around as well about eight years ago, and whereas I'm now very steady and very able to deal with all that's going on within the life of a touring DJ, I could have given him so much advice to turn this whole thing around. And even in the documentary, I saw them, hiring a coach to try and make him physically healthy as well. And I was just looking at it thinking, you guys are trying, but this is really not the way.
Yeah, and of course, being on the road 24/7, every country touring, traveling, I'm sure it gets lonely, and I'm sure you could attest to that. Do you think he had a support system? Did he have a mentor, a person? Did he have someone that he could talk to, in your opinion?
No, I don't think so at all. Even watching the documentary, even his friends didn't really realize. So what you need to realize is that performing was his biggest anxiety, and so each and every single night he needed to face his biggest anxiety.
Right.
that'll get you at a certain point. I can't believe someone didn't say earlier, maybe we should slow it down with the shows and have you make some more music, which he in the end did, and that gave all of us a lot of hope. There was a new album on the way and everything.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened.
We're on the phone with Laidback Luke, and I appreciate you taking a couple of minutes to reach out to us. What were your expectations for him? I mean, going forward here. I mean, the story was, and we all had felt that he had turned the corner, and we spoke to Tiesto earlier, who had dinner with him a few months ago, and said he was as healthy as he'd ever seen him. He had even considered coming to Ultra last month to see the Swedish House Mafia. I mean, in your mind, had he turn the corner, and did you expect him to maybe get back out on the road, or did you think maybe he was still dealing with some demons?
Well, I expected that as well, and I was just looking at a couple of photos a few days ago on his Instagram, and he looked fine. He was constantly in the studio, and this is something he loved doing. He loved making music. He loved spending hours and hours in the studio making new things. So yeah, I absolutely had good hope. So I don't know. I really don't know what happened.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of asking ourselves that question.
Yeah. Laidback Luke, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you.